Hi, I'm Dr. Manoj Krishna, the founder of HappierMe, and this is a very quick tour of the HappierMe app for adults, and it has separate sections for parents and teenagers. So right at the top, you can see all the topics we have. So mental health, work, relationships, happiness, emotions, a section for parents, one on self-awareness, meditation, loss, and addiction. Each of these has the following depth of content, and I'm just going to guide you through it. So right at the top is a begin here section, which is what it says on the tin. You begin here. It's got an introduction to the whole section, and it can be closed after you have seen it. Below that is a feel better now. So emotional regulation tools, so breathing, sound, voice yoga, and a couple of videos, tips to get over stress right now, for example. This is a new section here called micro learning, based on advice from a neuroscientist who said people have less and less time. So, for example, how to manage stress. And each of these takes only about 3 or 4 minutes to go through. So, 5 ways to calm your mind. So, it could be a little bit of an intro, practice a breathing exercise, zoom out, practice acceptance, ask a question like, I've jumped to a conclusion, and so on. The 80-20 rule, which is basically saying 20% of the time life doesn't work the way we want, and if we can accept that, our stress can ease. And then here you can say, what's your key takeaway? And it could be mine is, I want to zooming out is something I didn't realize. So I've added it to my journal. And we have an online journal which is private to each user. And here then there are longer bits of content if you want to go. So very quick content to draw people in and longer content after that. And each of these tabs has a micro learning section. So you close that now, and if you want, you can then go deeper to explore a module in more depth. So for example, if you're studying stress, at the end of it, we'll offer 14 ways you can respond to stress with your own resources or wisdom, and it doesn't have to depend on what's happening outside in the world. So that's the interactive modules, and we have them on anxiety, depression, and so on. We're very keen on helping people understand their own mind and the hidden drivers in their own thinking that shape their thoughts and actions. So, for example, our mind is comparing all the time and we're not aware of it, and that causes all the challenges we're facing with social media, or that our mind is reactive, and a reactive mind doesn't have space to consider all the options before it reacts. Then there are short videos, which are about 1 or 2 minutes long, longer podcasts on important subjects. And these are conversations like dealing with trauma or dealing with depression or social anxiety or guilt or coping with an illness. And here, 5 ways to avoid stress. So where HappierMe is differently positioned is it's focused on prevention. It tries to address the root cause by helping people develop their self-awareness and emotional intelligence. It covers many more topics, as you've seen, and it's one app for the whole family because it's got separate sections for teens and parents as well. So some people like life stories, so you can read a story, you can read an article like, to be mentally healthy we need self-awareness, so why are we critical of ourselves? They're guided meditations. Guided journaling is like a coach in your pocket. So each time you open one of these, you're asked a question and you store that answer in your journal. So if you want to be less anxious, for example, you could begin here. There are 10 questions, and each of them will then lead you to a deeper understanding of the subject itself. So that's the guided journaling. And past events is just a library of our conversations, and you'll find them in the podcasts as well. Ollie is our new addition. It's our chatbot, and where Ollie is different is it guides users to our own content, not generic web stuff. And that's really important in mental health. So for example, if you write down, I'm feeling sad, Ollie will help. Okay, so it's found 3 questions. So I'm feeling sad all the time. What can I do? Okay, let's see what I'm feeling sad all the time, and it guides you, it gives you some support, and then it'll guide you to our own content. So you can read that yourself. Persistent sadness can be one of the symptoms of depression. So what are the symptoms? And then you can say, I want more content, and give me more options, and it'll keep going till it runs out of content to share with you. So, for example, there's a podcast on feeling disappointed, a video on feeling left out, or a guided program exploring loss. Now, suppose you say, this isn't working out for me, then it says, sorry, you can go to our community forum where you can get more help. So I'll show you around the forum. So this is a community forum, it's moderated, so you have every item here is seen and moderated by our team. Here you can also ask a coach a question anonymously and post it, and you will get an answer. So for those who have feeling shy about talking about stuff, this is another way. At the bottom next to that is our online journal. So there's a question of the day, all the entries in the app that you've been putting, whether it's in your diary or your reflections or the guided journaling or the micro learning, everything is here. And of course you can keep a daily diary, and it's private, encrypted and secure just for you. On the explore page there's a daily check-in, and people love this piece. So for example, say I'm sad again, and it could be my dog has died, for example. That's the reason. You save it to your journal, and then the app offers you content linked to how you're feeling today. So here, for example, all our links about depression and how to feel better are here. On the explore page you'll also find all our library of content, and we've just started adding content for sport, and I know that's important for some people. So if you go open the podcast app and scroll these tabs on the right, you'll find here's a section for sport. So dealing with expectations, navigating team relationships, and if you scroll further down, there's a whole section for coaches, like the emotional load of coaching or coaching under pressure, and we keep adding content to this. Now, if you open one of these, so say dealing with self-doubt, you can listen to the podcast, but you can also read the text if that's easier. So we've just begun developing our content for sports, and the rest of it, as you can see, is here. We have beautiful soundscapes if you want to help people sleep and so on. Pathway is our program for personal growth, and I'll leave you to explore it. It's got 5 sections. Starts with developing a calm mind, and you learn about yourself, understand your own mind, how it works, manage all your emotions, including, anger, loneliness, fear, and so on. And at the bottom there is a wellness score that you can track your wellness and see how you're progressing through the app. Now, if you go to the menu on the top right, the first item is the app for teenagers. And let me just bring that up for you. One second. Here we are. So as you can see, it's a different color scheme, but similar structure. So mental health, success, for example, there's a micro learning section. And in all the teen app, we've got this section called Teen Talk, which is a conversation with teenagers from around the world. Oh, 2 more things to show you in the adult program. So if you scroll along here, you'll find a section on self-awareness, which I think is one of the most important parts of the app. Now, everyone realizes the importance of self-awareness, both for preventing mental health problems, but also to develop all your work skills like communication, leadership, empathy, resilience, and making better decisions. But how do you develop your self-awareness? So here we've done these very granular exercises. So suppose you want to learn about your thoughts. That's a 10-day challenge. And every day you learn one new thing. Like on day 3, you'll notice your mind is reactive. Or on day 4, you'll learn that you assume what you think is true. On day 5, how a thought triggers an action, and so on. Or you might learn, for example, how to question your thoughts and feelings. And that's a 7-day challenge. So that's our section for self-awareness. And here's a section for parents. 49% of parents feel overwhelmed, and that's from the World Health Organization. And so we have a number of beautiful podcasts developed in conjunction with parent coaches and adolescent psychotherapists who have helped us to create this content on how to take care of kids and yourself if you're a parent. So I hope that's a quick tour of the app. If you have any further questions, of course, please reach out. Drop us an email, team@happierme.app, and we'd be happy to respond. Thank you.